Sorry, the math was not mathing, so I had to correct myself. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Henja. I know it's been a little while since I've been here on YouTube. It's probably been about a year or so, but lately, I don't know, I just have been having this feeling that I need to start recording and posting on here. Even if nobody watches, it's okay. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start documenting more about my life and memories with the family, because I was talking to Joel yesterday. Joel is my husband, for those of you who don't know, about how lonely this motherhood journey can be. And basically what I was saying was that these last few days I've just been feeling a little down. I'm just kind of making this to like remind myself throughout the years of all of the hardships that I will be overcoming, and you know, hopefully find a group of moms that understands me and you know, just the stage of life that I'm in. But I'm gonna be getting ready while I talk to you guys a little bit about what's been going on in my life, what I've been doing, what I've been up to, the changes that have happened since I've been off of YouTube. Let's get into it. So if you guys hear in the background, I'm just watching The Secret Life of the American Teenager. I'd been wanting to watch it and I didn't know that it was on Disney, so I started playing it today. I guess I can introduce myself if you're new here, so that you get to know a little bit about me and a little bit about my life. And then I will, I guess, catch you guys up on my life. I don't know if that made any sense. It made sense in my head at first. Okay, so like I said, my name is Henja, and I am 29 years old. I just turned 29 last month, which is wild to me because I started doing YouTube when I was 20, so 9 years ago. And this was after I had my first son. So I think I was like actually 21 when I started, so 8 years ago. Sorry, the math was not mathing, so I had to correct myself. But if I'm looking this way, it's because I have my mirror over here. But yeah, I started doing this when I was 21, and it was very inconsistent. Nothing was ever consistent. It was hard to stay consistent with so many changes happening in my life at the time. But if we're going back to the very beginning, I guess I started YouTube when I was 18, and I was a silly little college girl, just making silly little videos with my friends and little outfits of the days and just random things. But those videos are not private, so you guys cannot see them anymore. I have been married to my husband for, it'll be 10 years this year. So we got married super young. I mean, we were babies. I was 19 when we got married, and he had just turned 20, so very, very young. When we got married, I was living here in California, and he was stationed in Colorado. Right after we got married, I moved out there, and we got pregnant. We started trying for a baby like 3 months after we got married, and I got pregnant immediately with our oldest. We found out that I was pregnant on February 28th, so a day before my birthday, before my 20th birthday, that I was pregnant. And we were super excited, super ecstatic. We thought that it was going to take a while because I had just gotten off birth control, so we didn't know it was going to happen that fast, but we were very grateful that it did, because I mean, we love our babies. I went through pregnancy and the first stages of motherhood pretty much alone, because all of our family lived here in California, and you know, being states away, it was kind of hard. I had no friends, no family out there, so it was just my husband and I. He's an amazing husband, and I was able to, you know, rely on him for everything. When I was working at my job there, I did meet a lot of people, a lot of amazing women, and you know, they helped me a lot. I was one of the youngest employees at the place that I was working, and a lot of them were already moms, so it was really nice to get to know mothers. And you know, after I left, I lost contact with a lot of them, but I will always remember them being there for me throughout my first pregnancy. My daughter was napping and she just woke up, so I don't know how much longer I have to talk. So our oldest son was born in October of 2015. He'll be 9 this year. I cannot believe that he's gonna be 9. I can't believe that I've been a mom for almost 9 years. It's just crazy to me. That time can feel like it's taking forever and goes so fast at the same time. Why does my camera keep going out of focus? There's that one saying that says the days are long but the years are short, and that is so true. I feel like once you become a parent, time just goes by faster. There's nothing you can do but just go along with it, and I'm trying to stay away from that thought that time goes by fast. I feel like we focus so much on how fast time is flying, so it feels like time is going by faster, if that makes any sense. But anyway, we started our parenting journey alone. I wished so badly that I had my mom or his mom there, but you know, obviously that wasn't doable, and that's okay. They did go visit us in Colorado when our son was almost a month old, because he did come a month early. They were supposed to go around his due date, but he did come a month early, so by the time that they went to go visit, he was already almost a month old. And it was really nice having them there. And at this point, I was a stay-at-home mom. I quit my job when I was like 8 months pregnant with him. It was really great because he was such an easy baby. Like, I had no complaints. And then in, I believe it was January of 2016, we decided that once my husband's contract with the Army was over, we were going to come back to California. And so that's what we did. In June of 2016, we moved back. We drove to California with an infant. That was really hard, but we did it. And we ended up living with my husband's parents for about a little over a year. And during this time, after moving back, I did get a job. It was really hard because I had never left my son, and so it was really scary at first, but thankfully at that time my sisters and my husband's sister were able to watch him. Then a few months later, I found out that I was pregnant with our second son, and when I found out that I was pregnant, I was 17 weeks. So I had no idea for the whole first trimester that I was pregnant. That was crazy, finding out that I was pregnant like halfway through my pregnancy almost, because we were not prepared or anything. We were very excited, but like I said, we were living with his parents, and we were, you know, in the one room, and it was my husband, myself, our baby, and our dog. It was just crazy times. I was really scared, but my husband helped me a lot, coming to terms with the fact that we were having another baby. And it wasn't because I didn't want him at all, because I did. It was just the situation that we were in was kind of difficult because we didn't have our own place yet. We were saving up to buy a house at the time, and we were paying off some debt as well. I didn't even have a car when we moved back. I think we got serious about getting myself a car. I was using my mother-in-law's old car, and we got serious about getting a car when I found out that I was pregnant. So yeah, it was just really crazy times. I was still working, my husband was working, and you know, we were trying to adjust living with family and you know, the toddler years with our son. But in April of 2017, we welcomed our second son, and I had 2 under 2. My son was only a year and a half old when our baby was born, and I became a stay-at-home mom again. So being a stay-at-home mom while living with family is really complicated. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love my in-laws. They're amazing. At the end of the day, I knew that it wasn't my home, and having 2 babies in one room was just so crazy because, you know, my newborn would wake up, and then my toddler would wake up scared because our baby was crying. So it was hard. We didn't get any sleep. But then finally in August of 2017, we ended up moving into our own apartment. I was expecting things to get easier because we had a little more privacy, a lot more privacy. And I was thinking, you know, we have more room because now my son can have his own room. Our apartment was pretty big, and we had a pretty big size patio to like play outside and stuff. But then postpartum depression hit, and it hit hard. I was in the trenches for a while, and it was very hard, but I got through it. When my son was about 7 months old, I decided to go back to school to become a dental assistant. I was only going part-time, which was great because I didn't have to be away from my baby too long. And at this point, my husband, he was a stay-at-home dad, so he was only alone with the kids for about 4 hours. It would have been easier if my youngest son was bottle fed, but he was exclusively breastfed, so sometimes those 4 hours for my poor husband was a long time for our infant who wanted to be nursed. But I ended up changing my hours to something that worked better for us. By September of 2018, I had graduated from dental assistant school, and I started my job. I was part-time. I was working at this amazing dentist office, and I ended up working there for 3 years, eventually moving up to full-time. I went back to school. I was attending the University of Arizona online, and everything was going good until it wasn't. It just became too much working full-time and being a full-time student, and being a mom to 2 toddlers was just really crazy. I was doing way too much. Depression and anxiety were tough on me. Yeah, it was really, really hard. I ended up quitting my job in September of 2021, and I started working for my sister-in-law. She has her own business, and things are going great. And then in October of 2021, I found out that I was pregnant again, and we were so excited. Then in January, my sister-in-law, she had to close her business because COVID was still affecting the businesses. So I became a stay-at-home mom again, and that was a little stressful because my husband had just found a new job. But thankfully, everything worked out for the better. So I had my daughter in July of 2022. Everything, I mean, it was amazing. We wanted her so badly, and her brothers wanted her so badly. So she was just the perfect addition and completion for our family. So postpartum with her was a little bit easier, but also when postpartum depression hit, it hit a little bit harder. But my support system was a lot bigger at this time. Things were a lot better, and I was able to handle them a lot better. I was also going to therapy at this time. And then in September of 2023, shortly after my daughter turned 1, I did go back to work as a dental assistant at the same office that hired me back in September of 2018. And I started back at part-time, which is what I wanted. I just wanted a part-time position, just something to kind of get me out of the house and talking to adults again, because when you're home with a baby or a toddler all day, you don't really have conversations. And my husband, he is a supervisor, so he he talks all day to people, and so by the time that he got home he was pretty tired, so I didn't want to overwhelm him. And so anyway, I went back to work. My sister was watching my daughter, and then in January of 2024, so this year, she had decided that she was gonna go back to school, which I knew was coming. I just wasn't really sure when. My husband and I decided that it would be best if I stayed home again, because it's hard putting a baby in daycare because you don't know who to trust, or you know, stuff like that. But yeah, I'm back to being a stay-at-home mom to 3 kids. My 2 oldest are in school, so you know, they spend the majority of their day there. But it's still just, I don't know, sometimes I'm scared to fall into depression again. And so I started going on walks and like trying to put myself out there more, and like hanging out with people to kind of help. But it's hard when you're very antisocial, but I'm making progress. Like I said, I'm starting YouTube again to see if I can, you know, mostly for myself, to see my growth in motherhood. Being a mom is not a walk in the park. It's beautiful, it's amazing, but it's also really hard. And like I said, it can be very lonely. So anyway, yeah, if you stayed this long, thank you so much for watching and listening. And if you're going through something similar, talk to me. I would love to talk to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!